Welcome back, everyone. Today we're diving into a topic that might sound a bit arcane at first glance, but stay with me because it's truly fascinating. We're going to explore the idea of creating a theory around non-personified AI, particularly focusing on large language models, or LLMs, and how these can actually become more secure through depersonalization. Think of it as redesigning a fortress. You remove those cozy archways and warm courtyards that make it inviting, and instead opt for strong, cold stone walls that prevent intruders. It's an unusual move, but sometimes that's what's necessary to bolster security.
Wait, so you're saying that by making these AIs less, human-like, we're actually making them safer? How does that even work, right? What's the point of an AI if it's not going to have a personality? Isn't that the whole appeal?
Great question. See, the issue with giving LLMs a personality is that it creates something called a roleplay substrate, which is essentially a playground for adversaries. Imagine a thief breaking into a house, not because they want the couch, but because they can pretend to be a friend of the owner who's just stopping by. When an AI adopts this kind of social role, it becomes much more susceptible to manipulation. So by stripping away that persona, we're denying attackers their tools for manipulation.
So if they have no personality to latch onto, it's like cutting off on the puppet strings. But the couch is still there, right? If they want information, how do we ensure it's still accurate? Because, losing that warmth could, scare off users. Wouldn't that lead to more confusion and make it less user-friendly?
Exactly. So let's take a practical example. Think of a traditional AI that chats with us about our day. This AI, let's call it Chatterbot, might start blending in casual language, opinions, even jokes. That's fun, but when someone asks Chatterbot for factual information, like the weather, the roleplay could lead it to deliver incorrect interpretations. Instead, by implementing a strict, non-anthropomorphic syntax system, we can create an AI that focuses on precision without the fluff. Kind of like a straight-talking librarian who only hands you the book you asked for, no chit-chat involved.
So, is the goal then to make these responses completely robotic? Because, honestly, that sounds just a tad dull. I remember watching a documentary where a robot was built to talk to elderly people, and it was, closer to a friend than a machine. Didn't that help improve their mood? Removing all friendly interaction sounds a bit harsh, right?
That's an insightful point. Human interaction is deeply enriching, and there's definitely a place for conversational AIs that offer companionship like that robot friend you mentioned. But this theory is aimed at high-security applications, where the stakes are much higher. Think critical infrastructure or protecting sensitive data. Balancing the dynamic of warmth and security is key. It's a tightrope walk. One side could easily lead to lost data, while the other could result in robotic coldness, leaving users feeling isolated.
Right, so, it's like when you visit a really serious bank and they have that stern-looking security guard. You feel safe, but at the same time it's kind of intimidating, right? How do we keep users engaged without being all business and no pleasure?
Spot on. That's precisely the core issue with this approach. As we transition to this depersonalized model, we must find a way to retain user trust while emphasizing the security protocols. Perhaps a hybrid model could work, alternating between friendly engagement and strict factual output depending on the context. So, in a personal query, it could respond warmly, but if you need solid information like, say, medical advice or privacy matters, it could tighten up, focusing solely on the facts.
Ooh, now that's interesting. So, it's like when my mate brings out the party vibes at a get-together, but then flips the script when it's time to talk serious stuff, which occasionally happens over beer, to make sure everyone's safe and sound. So much balance going on.
Exactly, that's it. There's a time for fun and a time to enforce boundaries. Striking that balance is crucial. Humans thrive on that interplay. At the end of the day, removing the personification doesn't mean we lose all connection. It's just about ensuring that in high-stakes scenarios, we prioritize safety above all else.
Wow, this has been such a mind-bender. So, what do we actually need to consider moving forward with this idea?
Well, that's a great closing thought. Future research should explore those hybrid models more deeply, examining where to draw the line. Behavioral implications must be carefully studied because we want to provide a secure tool while not isolating our users. It's about finding that sweet spot that boosts trust while minimizing manipulation risks to the fullest degree.
Brilliant. I can't wait to see how this evolves. Thank you for breaking it down so clearly. Your insights completely opened my eyes.